All right, guys, welcome back. We got another amazing show. We're going to be talking about the reciprocity machine, what it means, how you're going to get those listings, stand up from your competitors by purely giving. Now, Michael loves to give to his local community, and this is going to be a great show. Michael's pumped. I'm pumped. If you guys ready to really stand out and really bring value and be that guy and gal around town, this is your show. Without further ado, Mr. Michael Fielden, how are you, brother?
Good morning, Greg. It's great to see you. It's always exciting to be out here. I am a little jealous that you're out in the sun. However, about a half a minute before we kicked this off, I received a heat advisory here in San Jose. We are expecting 92 degrees in San Jose.
March.
It's Good March. Lord. It's the middle of March. There is no snow on the ground in the mountains.
None.
And here we are, 92 degrees, which means it is a great time to tour. You don't have to deal with the rain. You can get your clients out there. You can meet new people, and you can sell some real estate, which is kind of what we're here to talk about, and how to give back and get the most, because giving turns into getting.
True that. Those are words to live by. So let's bring it up, man. Let's bring it up. Let's get going on this bad boy. I cannot wait for this. Oops, going to add it to the screen. Here we go, guys. The reciprocity machine. What does it really mean? Why would we even talk about reciprocity, giving before getting anything, right? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about social media, and we're going to talk about old school and new school, aka open houses. As you can see here, we're going to go through the whole tutorial on how you can do 15 open houses in 30 days. You're going to create content that's going to compound on itself to really make yourself stand out amongst the rest. So, Michael, let's jump into this bad boy. Let's jump into our first slide. Walk me through this.
Okay, so I think the quote that you've added to this, and Greg built this presentation, you guys. I know that he used some tools, but he is learning the technology, and I think that all of you should be doing the same. So what we're really talking about in this diagram here is the agent who gives the most value, okay? And that's the key word here, is you have to be valuable to your clients. Just sending out a postcard or doing that one-time touch is not adding value. It's just sending out stuff, wasting money. You need to bring that back. You need to be consistent. You need to show up. And if you look at what Greg's saying here, you've got to give value. You've got to show up consistently. You've always got to be there. And you need to document publicly what you're doing. And I think that's a tough one for most people, because really what he's saying is you've got to be willing to brag in a very modern way about what you're doing. Tell people the things that you are doing to give back to the community and to add value.
And it doesn't have to be too big, Michael. That's the kind of the important part. So giving value. What is value? Value could be time. Sure. It could be your energy. It could be your knowledge. It could be your resources. It could be the people that you know. It could be a simple little tip or just an encouraging word. Value is really what is considered by the recipient. So if you say, "How are you, sir?" "Hello, ma'am," and you're kind to somebody, that's giving value at a very core basic level. But I think Michael really nailed it, is showing up consistently. Consistency is going to be your lifeblood in everything. So we consistently wake up in the mornings. We drink water. We have 1 to 3 meals a day. Hopefully we get a little exercise, some fresh air in our lungs. We have to use the restroom a couple of times. That's consistency. Same thing with prospecting. Show up even when you don't feel like showing up. I was talking to a few folks the other day, and I was just like, dude, my brain is melted. I just can't do anymore. And I got pushed by a few folks. So I did a couple more calls, and guess what? I found another deal opportunity. Consistency and persistency. But Michael, we have a third part to this whole scenario. What is our last part?
Market trust.
Oh, my freaking Lord. No, you got to document it publicly. Come on.
Oh, I said document publicly. You lost me there. What's the third thing? Document publicly. What does Greg mean by that? Is social media, advertising what you're doing, talking about what you're doing, telling the people that maybe aren't already in your circle of trust the things that you are doing to add value and be consistent. Now, Greg, I want to point out one of the things that you told me. God, this has to have been 15 years ago in the AIM training. And I think that you've kind of done it here in the Show Up Consistently. And I remember coming in and I was either sick or I was hungover. I can't remember which one it was.
Probably both.
And you said, but you've got to keep working. You've got to keep trying to get the business. You've got to put the social media out there. You've got to create these videos. And I said, but I don't want to. And you said, I don't care.
I don't care.
And
your bank account doesn't care what you do. Shut up and go to work.
I think that for a lot of us, what we're talking about here in this session today is it doesn't matter. You've got to continue to do the things. And Greg, maybe you can talk a little bit about authenticity here, because I want to make sure that people know it's important that when we talk about these things, this isn't about faking it.
No, it's not about faking it in the slightest, and that's why you want to document this stuff. So pop to the next slide. So I want to go over the give value, show up consistently, and then document it publicly. So this is kind of what I want to talk about here very quickly, is the fact that we used to do, and we still, a lot of us do the one on the left, the one that's kind of grayed out, that we were order takers. Now, don't be all get your panties up in a bunch about that comment. Here's the reason why I say order takers, because Michael and I have been that in our past in our businesses, because that is what we were taught. What is an order taker? Thank you for asking. An order taker is a salesperson that's waiting for transactions. And my goodness gracious, we are all guilty of that. We sit around, we hoe and we hum, and we say, oh my gosh, I wish I had another transaction. We ain't doing shit to get it. I had a gal, Michael, in our training over at our past brokerage, that she walked into the training program one day, and I tasked her with 2 days before. I said, I want you to tell me what you did in the last 2 days to get a deal, or at least prospect. She looked at me dead in the face, Michael, and goes, I watched YouTube videos. And I said, okay, what did you do with that? She's like, I watched them again.
I got a better one. I was talking to RD. I was talking to RD the other day, and she was doing floor time.
Oh, baby Moses. Well, okay. So floor time can actually have its value if you're going to utilize the time correctly. And we're going to get into that with the anatomy of the open houses and how to create content. But I mean, you can utilize everything in life for your benefit. Like, let's go over the order taker for the second part here. The physical house and inventory. Okay, great. Now, next one, are you looking to buy or sell? That's a standard question that everyone asks, right? These are order taker questions and mindsets. Replaceable commodity. That's what you are. Now, Michael, walk us through the local concierge. And if you guys are kind of, what the heck does a concierge mean? It basically means that you are going to hang out and you're the creme de la creme. You have all the answers. You know everything about the area. You can make that dinner appointment at a place that doesn't give reservations. You know the industry inside and out. You can provide the best information. So, Michael, walk us through local concierge.
Okay. Curator of lifestyle and a local connector. Yes. This is about making sure that you can bring people together to create additional value. Greg kind of said it. Do you know what's going on in your community? Do you know the hip restaurants to eat at? That's part of it, but it's also about connecting those two people. Maybe you go out, and I think, Greg, I can't remember what you used to do. I do remember that you gave away a wine thing.
So we went to, so I know what you're talking about. So what we did is we went out to local restaurants. My father, the Grand Master, T. Diddy, he went out to a really nice steakhouse in downtown Danville, one of our main markets in the East Bay. And he walked in and said, how can I get more butts in your seats? Verbatim. My dad doesn't cuss, by the way. And the general manager goes, how about I give you guys a $25 gift certificate you don't have to pay for? We're like, what? He's like, yeah, we already give it away anyways. We'll give you $25 off. All you do is pay for printing. We're like, we're done. So, 14 cents a card later, we were in business and people ate them up. Then we went to other restaurants. We got a $20 gift card. We got a buy one, get one free. We got 50% off. Oh, and there's another one I forgot. But these were all local vendors that were willing to utilize that factor. And here's the thing. I was only using the same discounts that they were already offering. I just put my name next to their name, and now I'm a connector. That simple. Go to your paper. Go to your online ads. Go look at Safeway discounts. Go look at any local store and be like, what's an ad you're running right now for a discount so I can get more butts in your place? Well, we do. Kushmush. Great. Send me a high-res copy of your logo, 3 high-res photos of your food or whatever you're going to be selling. Put it on a flyer, hand them out like candy. People will take them. You are a connector. Next one. What's the community web, Michael? And what does that mean with coffee shops and contractors and schools? How does that work?
You got to make sure that you know these people and that you become part of the interconnection between them. And I think another one that Greg had told me is that I should, because I don't like door knocking.
That's an
I should sit at the coffee shop and talk to people, and I should be there. If I remember correctly, you told me to be there every day, 7 days a week at the same time every day, so that I'm seeing the same people.
Yep. And here's the greatest thing, Michael, you and I work off of laptops. You can go get a skin. They call them skins for the top of your laptop. You can do a custom one, and it can say, ask me about real estate. I like helping buyers and sellers. Pick something unique that has your lap on the back of your laptop so that everyone who walks past you reads that giant little billboard and say, hey, I'll buy you a cup of coffee if you talk about real estate. Then you buy them a little bitty coffee. And you sit there and you talk about real estate, right? Then you do a video with them, thank them, to ask them what they learned on camera, take it, post it, use it as an ad that you're a man about town or a woman about town. You know people, you're a connector. That's the value add here.
Yeah. And just to make sure, Greg, that people are clear, that doesn't mean sit facing the window looking out with your laptop reflection in the glass so that it's reversed and people can't actually read it. That means being front and center and getting back value. Okay. So I think the next one is even better, Greg, because a lot of times in this industry, you're going to run into people, and this is about timing, right? Not everybody can buy or sell at this point in time. And sometimes asking the question, how can I get you engaged with real estate, doesn't create what you really want to create, which is this larger and larger network. So the question becomes, and Greg, you can tell us how to use this. Who do you know that I should meet?
Yeah, so it's a really simple question. You have a conversation with Bob and Sue, and they're just like, you know what, the kids have got another 6 years in schools. You know, we're just got a promotion. We're not moving. My mom's older. She lives near us. Blah blah blah. So they're not moving. Okay, totally fine. Everyone has their own timeline. So the simple question is, okay, you know what, Bob and Sue, super glad that you guys are sticking around. Can't wait to go to the Little League barbecues with you. But here's a question: who do you know that I should meet? Or another way, who do you know that I could help? Either one of those questions is going to be a really open-ended question. Now, typically the response is going to be, kind of knee-jerk. It's going to be, I don't know anybody. And so I shift this question and I say, in a perfect world, who do you know that I need to be speaking with, sooner than later, and then shut up? Because it allows them to think. It's instead of, do you know anybody? No, it's who do you know? Just that simple verbiage switch will really help the other person start thinking, because all of a sudden they're going to be like, well, one of our older neighbors down the street, I met her walking the dog, and she mentioned that her hip was hurting. She's in a 2-story building. She might be thinking of selling. Boom. Now there's a warm lead. Then you ask them, can I use your name when I knock on that front door? Hey, I met your neighbor, Bob and Sue, and they mentioned that your hip was hurting a little bit, and I wanted to see if I could assist you in any way, shape, or form, or something like that. Just don't be creepy. But don't be creepy, creep. But yeah, it's a very easy thing, but there has to be some deep emotional equity and trust. When you really start building this, people are going to trust you with things you probably never thought you were going to hear from those folks, like what's going on with their internal bowel system, how Aunt Sue isn't doing so well. My TMI. Husband did this, and you're going like, this is not the Jerry Springer show.
Yeah, okay, this is not what I am asked for. But
exactly,
Greg, I think that what's important here is you've got to build that emotional equity and that trust.
Yes, you do.
Before you can ask the big questions.
Yes, 100%. This is all in the building phases, people. Michael, you nailed that.
So, all right. So let's keep this rocking and rolling. I know Everybody is on a time. So, we're going to play checkers.
We are going to play checkers with your future. Michael, what does this look like to you besides a checkerboard?
Chessboard.
Okay, chessboard and checkers board. So here's the thing I love about this.
What Greg's trying to show you here is a calendar.
It is a calendar. Yeah, we're making jokes, but it's a calendar, as we all know. Here's what I love about this layout. In the next slide, I'm going to show you guys how to utilize this, to the highest level. So the orange little squares are going to be your open house days, and see how they differ on different days, and you separate them by one day. The cool thing is that it's going to give the illusion to the general public that you're always freaking out there. They're not going to really remember the exact days, but they're going to see those A-frames about your open houses all the stinking time for the next 30 days. Michael, are you raising your hand to me?
Let me ask the question that everybody is asking right now. Greg, do you want me to do, so the week starts on Sunday, you want me to do an open house on a Tuesday and a Thursday?
I absolutely do.
Why?
Absolutely.
Greg? Tell me why.
Michael's fake condescending attitude. I love it. Here's the reason why, ladies and gentlemen. It's a quiet environment. Hopefully you have Wi-Fi. You can use your phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot. And you can connect and you can use it as a content studio, which I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, other reason why is that once the general public, let's say you are working on a team or you work in an office and you're in a cubicle and there's lots of noise around you and you need to shoot some video content. Here's the perfect opportunity. One, you can go Google some good content and I can show you some places to get it. Pinterest is a really good one. Local vendors is another good one, but those are just off the top of my head. You go in and you use the home as a studio, but you also, on your off days, you're calling around the next open house. And hopefully it's in a tight little cluster around that first house. You want to keep the clusters tight so that the repetition of the homeowners in the area will absolutely start to recognize your name and your face. So we hopscotch every other day. So we're going to do 15 open houses in 30 days in that repeating order that you see in front of you. On the white square days, you're calling about the next one. On the double white squares, you're calling back to the first neighborhood to ask about if you had any cars drive by, if you see any new neighbors, blah, blah, blah. Just simple conversations, thanking them who came through, just a general retouch. So this is your hopscotch, game board for your 15 open houses in 30 days. Now, Greg or Michael, I don't have any listings, so this doesn't apply to me. So where do I find listings, Michael?
If you don't have any listings, go find an agent that has some listings, especially one that's got a lot of listings that would like to have them held open. Okay. Yes. You do not have to be the one with the listings. This is your opportunity to go out and find people that do it. Now, Greg, I think it's important to point out that if you are like me and you're like, God, I don't want to do this, we don't care. Go do it. If you want to generate the business, this is how you're going to do it. And Greg, when you hold an open house, how many signs do you put out? How many A-frames?
As many as humanly possible. If I have 10, I put out 10. If I have 5, I put out 5. If I have 15 or 20, I put as many as I possibly can. Greg, why do you do that?
What if you only have 2?
Then put out 2. You know what? Ask a neighbor, ask a colleague, then get some white construction paper, and you put your information with the arrow to the open house. Get the signs out, guys. Get your cards, get your information, become visible to your local folks. And by the way, an agent with a lot of listings will probably have a lot of A-frames, so use some of theirs with permission. And then we can go through what to do at an open house later. But let's keep going, because I really am excited about how to use an open house as a film studio. Oh, wait, so this goes back to our geographical clusters. Michael, what's your take on this? Do you think the scattered one is too far away, or do you think the cluster one's too close?
I think they're both good. I think you want to diversify as much as possible. I think the more you can be engaged in your community, the more success you are going to have. So when you look at the cluster on the right, you're building that familiarity and trust. Greg's got the left-hand side as randomness, invisible and forgettable, which is very, very true. I wouldn't necessarily want to do that on a day in, day out basis, but it's good to have exposure and it's good to have a broad sense of knowledge. You need to know what the market is.
Yeah, something that just came to my mind, Michael, is the fact that we could be potentially looking at two different types of marketplaces. So if you're more of a rural area, like I'm sitting on 10 acres right now, that the one on the left, I couldn't get the frame on the right because it's physically stinking impossible, right? So it's going to be with your market area that you're working for whatever is going to make the most sense for your area. It's going to work for you. So please tell me our next slide is the one that we're going to be able to show how to use the open house as a film studio, because that is the one that I just love to pieces. It is not. It's coming. It's coming, guys. I promise you.
It's coming. Public proof flywheel. Greg,
tell me.
Let's talk about this. Deploy 7 to 15 oversized branded signs. You're going to put that out there. Hey, if you need help with this, Support Geeks, we print 24 by 36 inch signs. So you can have huge signs out there. You want the neighborhood to see what's going on. You can do these 24 by 36, Greg, now in A-frames.
Perfect.
Okay, so if you're thinking about being big, loud, and in charge, you can do it. The neighborhood needs to see that repeated physical activity. You want to be perceived as a market authority. You want to be the one that they go to. You want to build that trust and familiarity. And Greg, you say it's manufactured here. It is manufactured. You are building trust. You are building familiarity. And finally, you want sellers to associate you with hustle and movement. Okay.
Yes.
When they see that in you, you're going to have a lot. Okay. Anatomy of a content studio. Greg, we are here, and I sped you through that last one because I wanted to get you to this slide. We could talk about this and what it is. So first things first, Greg, before we go into the studio, what do I do if I don't have $5,000 to buy a camera and a tripod and microphones and these nice, things to make me look sexy and lights? What do I do?
Go work at Walmart. They're accepting greeters. Now, of course, I'm kidding, guys. Look, this little thing, it's called a smartphone. We all have one. Michael has one. I have one. Like, they're identical. And I don't care really what brand you have, Android, Apple, whatever brand. They have cameras, okay? And you can just turn the thing around and literally hold it in front of you and shoot like this or like this, however you're comfortable, right? Just film yourself and talk
like
about
this
stuff.
Greg, shoot like this.
So horizontal, like you're laying down in bed, guys.
People watch YouTube. You want them to see it. They do watch it on their phone. They can turn it sideways.
True. So shoot horizontally. Here's the thing, guys. You get in there, and here are the identified spots where you can have different conversations. So we're going to I'm going to help you understand why doing a 10-minute long video or at least a 6 to 8 minute long video is very important. So we're going to start on the front porch of the property, showcasing the property, saying, welcome to my open house, yada, yada, or this is the property for sale, however you want to verbalize it. Give me some neighborhood overviews, some simple stats. How many homes are on the market? How many have gone pending? How many have sold in the last year? What the prices have been doing? Have they been going up and been going down? You have to be honest, by the way, because this is very searchable content. Be honest and be real. Then we take a little jaunt on the inside, and we can go right over to the kitchen, the kitchen area, and set up on the island or the counter. And let's talk pricing strategy. Typically, if you want to do that, maybe have a lender partner with you talking about the different opportunities on lending. Whoops, sorry about that. And that's actually a good place because you can sit there and have a cup of coffee, eat a cookie, and then after you get done talking about pricing and the breakdown, you skedaddle right on over to the couch and the coffee table, and you have a live Q&A session. So you can sit down and talk with the owner, with like a couple pre-programmed questions of like, when did you move? What are your favorite aspects about it? Would you buy here again? Tell me a favorite story that nobody knows. Something simple like that. Do some interviews, or you can talk to another agent. You can talk to a lender again, talking about, because if they live in the area, be relatable. Or if you don't have anybody there, just tell your own perspective of living in the area, working in the area, the schools, the sports, the restaurants, the environment, the secret walking path to the junior high behind the house, all kinds of stuff, right? Then you work your way out, and you're now in the back patio, and you're talking about buyer mistakes and red flags, in your opinion, that you've seen other agents and other properties experience, and say, guys, this is why I'm telling you this. It's because here are some things to be aware of if you're buying in X, Y, and Z anywhere USA. And I mean, again, these are searchable aspects about the area. Make sure that you're always truthful and upfront with your clientele. They need to go in eyes wide open, not eyes wide shut. Once you get done filming all of that, Michael, next slide, please.
Next slide is the content waterfall. And sorry, I moved my mouse there. Let's go. One open house equals 1 10-minute long video. Greg, 10 minutes. That's a long time.
It is.
Tell
It
people
is a
how to
long
do it.
time. You know, Michael, what I'm hearing from all you tech guys is the fact that we need to be on every social media. We need to have visibility everywhere. But Michael, I don't understand how to clip and edit videos for social media. How would you do that, Michael?
Greg, you don't have to understand anymore.
Oh, really?
There's this new thing out there. It's amazing. It's AI. Opus Clip. There are a ton of tools out there. Opus Clip is one of the better that will take your 10-minute video and it will automate clipping. Okay. And it will create these and it will post them for you and it will put them in all your social profiles. It will TikTok them. You don't even have to be in those places. Just create your account and go and build that and run those clips over and over. And if you are doing what we are telling you to do and you are building new content 15 times in a month, you're going to have a massive amount of content flowing down.
Yeah, you are. And here, and let me give you a couple little stats here. And this has been a slow, actually, you know what? I'm going to back this up because I want to give a little bit of context. I'm going to go back 90 days because we're talking about how to dominate a market in a year, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to go back 90 days of me. This is when I first started using Opus Clip, correct? And this is pure testimony. I'll show you the numbers. For in the last 90 days, I've had 522,953 people or, different, accounts that I've reached. Those are my views. Now, with using Opus Clip, this is the really unique part. 4.5% of all the views of my reels and shorts were done by my followers, right? That doesn't sound too good. Here's the cool part. 95.5% of them came from non-followers, people who do not know who I am. The algorithm served it up to me. Well, what does that really look like, Greg? Well, here's what it really looks like, guys. It means that I reached 279,517 accounts who do not know me. And for all you mathematicians out there, that is a 22,669.2% jump in visibility. And 99.8% of them came from my reels. Guys, this is not a mess around time and find out. You need to start creating these reels and shorts. Now, you can use Opus Clip. I have no affiliation with them. Neither does Michael. But to take this for $175 for the year, you can literally upload a YouTube link or a Facebook link of your video, and it will tear it apart, put it, and then, you can decide on if you're going to do like 30-second clips, 60-second clips, 90, a minute, up to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, long clips, short clips, whatever. Press go, associate your social media, and it blasts it all out to everywhere with one click.
Greg.
Yeah.
You're missing a piece here.
What piece?
And you identified it in the next slide. And I think that is about targeting and training that algorithm so that you're getting the biggest return. Because, Greg, if 50% of your viewers are in India, it doesn't matter. Right?
True.
So what Greg's been focusing on is be consistent. Talk about local signals. Talk about zip codes. Talk about recurring themes, homes, apartments, condos, 10-acre properties, and try to build retention with your audience. If people know that they can go to you and see the same general content, you are going to build the algorithm so that it's showing people that are interested in homes and the associated things. Maybe every once in a while you talk about design, interior decorating, the things that other people want interest, and become the hyper local authority, right, Greg?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to a website that I freaking love, by the way. It's called Ocean of PDF. You can type in any book title and you can download a free PDF. You can also go get magazines. And this is where this comes in. You can go get a home design magazine, home interior design, and you can take the articles, you can, take them then now in PDF, upload it into Notebook LM, and create a full-blown presentation about interior decoration or whatever you like. Anyways, small little thing there, but this is the path how to become hyper local. And that is the magic to becoming the absolute dominating agent in your area.
Now we're getting to the stuff that I love.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. And Greg, I think that this video is important. And guys, this wasn't intended to be a training on video. This is an intention on how do you stay connected with your audience. Greg has already told us that we should be doing 15 open houses a month. I don't do 15. I'm going to try to start. I'm going to start focusing on that. But one of the questions that I always have for Greg is, well, then what do I do? Greg, that's where your next slide comes in. Okay. There is a strategy for how to get people engaged and connected, even when they are not actively buying or selling. Greg, you want to walk us through this ladder?
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, number one's going to be just a hey, thanks for stopping by the open house today. Shoot them a text, right? So you're going to get their cell phone number. Now, here's a little added on twist I didn't put into the slide deck. Instead of doing a written, thanks for coming by, Michael. So great to meet you. Blah blah blah. Right? Take out your phone, turn the camera around so it's facing you. All right. Shoot them a video text. Hey, Michael, it's Greg from the open house at 123 Main Street. Just wanted to personally say thank you for coming by today. You were awesome to meet with your wife and your beautiful daughters. Look forward to serving you in any way, shape, or form. Here's my link tree, attached in this text. So you can check me out, and I'll look forward to following up with you and helping you and your family. Take care now. Click. Bye. Boom. Done. That's your text, right? Okay. Next one, we go into Michael. Let's circle back. What is number 2? Because this goes back to what you're talking about.
Add value. So give people something that is going to help them understand your market. Targeted comps, upgraded, return on investment list. What are you going to get the most value for if you improve it in your house? Okay. Break down the neighborhood. I love providing information about the neighborhood. And guys, you can put this into AI and it will help you generate that. Give me the appreciation in area code 95124 over the last 135 years. Okay. It can come up with those statistics for you way faster than you ever could before. If you're not using RPR to create neighborhood profiles, now is the time to start. Build those profiles. If you have Realist, use Realist. Do the one pagers. It doesn't need to be a lot. People love information. Greg, number 3. That's you, baby.
Number 3, we're going to go right back to a very personal touch. I kind of touched on on the first one. The secondary one, they say send an unpolished iPhone selfie video, like I just talked about. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say you met them at a one bed, one bath. Let's say you met them at a single story, home, right? And they liked a certain area. Because the old adage is, and I don't truly believe in it, is buyers are liars. No, buyers are just confused because they haven't seen all the homes. They're not invested in it as much as you are on a daily basis. So they might buy something different. So what if you do an open house for the next Sunday or Thursday or whatever other day, and it's a 2-story house and it's in the same price range? Send them a video. Hey, Michael, it's Greg from the open house, man. Great. Hopefully you got my last message. Hey, I'm doing another open house at 456 Maple here, anywhere USA. It's a 2-story. It's not a single story, but it's in the same price range. I figured I'd show it to you and just see if you wanted to pop on by, man. Look forward to seeing you and hearing back your thoughts. Talk to you soon. Bye. Click. Boom. Done. It's just thinking about them. It's just, even if they say, no, we only want single stories, it was still a connection point. It was still something someone else didn't do. Why aren't you doing it? It doesn't cost you anything. It's simple. And you actually stay up with this. And if they don't want to do it, say, hey, no problems, man. Hey, have you heard about the new place that they have some of the best hot dogs in town? You free this week, man? I'm buying. I want to try this place out. Boom. Set up a lunch.
Yep.
Hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, salads, croissants, whatever. Okay. Michael, number 4, baby.
Number 4, social connection. Follow them, like them, engage with people on your social media. And I've got to tell you, if you are in the real estate business, you are in the connection business. And I hear all the time, well, but they're not my friends. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Anybody that's got a chance to bring me money is a friend of mine, right?
Yeah.
So make sure that you are engaging with these people. And then as you are engaging and as you are doing 1, 2, 3, well, 1 doesn't count, but as you are doing 2, 3, 4, make sure you hit number 5 and you talk about, or you consistently bring value to them. Okay, Greg, I know we're closing in on time and we still got a few slides left. I think the next one is important because I think a lot of agents out there have this sphere of influence that they don't connect with. They have past clients that they haven't talked to. They have cold leads. They've got vendors. They've got neighbors. They've got friends and friends and family. How do you connect these people in? And what's an open house got to do with that?
Well, it's an opportunity to meet a lot of folks, in all honesty. I mean, you get every walk of life that's going to be coming through open houses, right? So here's the cool thing. Some of your past clients might come through if they're neighbors. I mean, cold leads, those are going to be the buyers that are walking in, and not every time that person who walks through their front door is going to be a buyer. A lot of times they are local neighbors that are interviewing you potentially for selling their home. So how you dress, how you act, how you speak, how you engage, or not engage is really going to be kind of the telltale sign if you're going to continue to grow in the area. Everybody has value. Doesn't matter what they dress or what they drive in. Treat them with equal respect. The local vendors, the coffee shop, the yoga shop, the basket weaving organization, the camera shop, the yoga place, whatever. These local vendors, you should maybe get someone to connect with them. So you have a cold lead coming in from anywhere else in the United States to your open house, and they're talking to you, you're like, oh my gosh, you guys got young kids. You've got to try Tony's Pizza, the best around. And by the way, they have kids night on Wednesday, so it's like they'll get a mini for free if you guys buy an extra large.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a personal vendor, right? Now you call Tony's, but hey, I'm sending some people over from my open house. I told them about the kid menu. They got a couple of young kiddos. Keep an eyeball. They're not going to know the area. So now they know that you're working on their behalf. Now you become a connector. You just connected them with business. After you do that for a little bit, then you come back and you ask for reciprocity. Say, hey, look, I've been helping you out. Can I put up a sign or some information or a list of my open houses where I can give out, coupons for you? Something like that. Again, go back to the coupon. It's something they're already offering. The neighbors are glorious because they always want to see what the inside of the house is. And if you can get them to give you their information, even better, because you can send them updated reports in their zip code on a monthly ongoing basis, not every week, not every day. It's once a month with an updated email, right? The neighbors love to see this stuff. And again, they have friends and family who might be looking to move in the area or might be buying or selling something. So they're incredibly important to do this. And naturally, friends and family, the people love, and trust that are in the area. All of them, invite them over, put it on your personal social media. Hey guys, I'm doing another open house, trying to meet my goals. You gamify this. I'm in competition with, Michael in my office, and I have to get 15 open houses in 30 days and create X amount of video content when I'm at the open houses. Because you're going to see in this coming slide how those open houses and the content you create compounds so fast, it'll blow your socks off. Michael, any additional thoughts on this slide?
Not on this slide specifically, but I do want to foreshadow what's coming in the next slide. And Greg, I'm going to ask you the question, why am I doing 15 open houses? There's, are people going to be buying that many or what?
Is that a real question right now?
That's the real question.
Why are you doing it?
Why am I doing it? And
you have to we're making you the absolute listing magnet. You're going to be the go-to human in your area, but you have to be persistent and consistent on it, right? They are all additions for your future listings, every single one of them, because if and when you start getting all these open houses and you're doing all these videos about these open houses, and then you take them and you put them into either CapCut and you can chop them up there and do some fun little, they have little Michael, what's the name I'm looking for? They have templates, and you can play around with the templates a little bit and take stills and videos and intertwine them. Now you got something you can show as a reel to potential sellers in the future. Like, this is the reel I did, this open house, this is how I kind of made the house pop and make it look fun and sexy. You know what? When you're in there and you're shooting and then you do the longer form content, and then you show them how you took it and you chopped it up and you pushed out all this information about this house to all your social media and how professional it looked with all the words attached to it, everything. Guys, you're on stage 24 hours a day. Everywhere you go, just imagine you're on camera, because you literally are pretty much everywhere you go. And this is what the open houses are going to do. But here's your curve. In 15 days, guys, live reps with real humans will beat any seminar. Live fire situations, boys and girls. Troubleshooting a role play, yesterday's failures every morning. Michael, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to replay your failures?
Because I think you want to know how to get better every single day. This is about improving your game at every orange block on that chart. So as we go through this, make sure you know what you're doing right and do it again. Make sure you know what you're doing wrong and don't do it.
Yep. Guys, you have to learn on the spot. Look for the seller's signals, the buyer's signals. If they're asking questions, sticking around, they're honing and they're humming, looking for stats and dates and everything. Pay attention. Use your noodle. All right. I think this is one of our last ones. This is what I was talking about. Michael hates doing open houses. But you're going to get your butt in gear, because then 15 days later, it's a half a month, guys, you're building a repetitive pattern. 30 days. Now we have completed our 15 days. Now look down on day 30. Now, those videos, those 10 videos on those 15 open houses turned into 150 plus clips that you just made about your area while working and working on either follow-up at the open house with buyers and sellers. You're picking up new people coming through. You're door knocking the neighborhood. You're doing follow-up calls. You're making content. And it's purely because you're not in the office drinking the expensive free coffee.
Hey, Greg. When do those videos expire and go away?
They never expire and go away. They're on the intranet. They live forever in infamy.
Really? Forever, Greg?
Forever, Michael. And you can put them in collaboration and put them in playlists on YouTube where you can highlight all of the certain cities that you are working in. Funny how that works. They're forever business cards. When you're sleeping, they're being watched.
Yep.
So, Michael, take us home on this bad boy.
All right, guys. This was a little longer than we had planned, but this show was about the ultimate identity shift. It's how to be the concierge, how to be the connector, and how to be the first person to show up consistently and document the work. The documentation is in your social media that carries on forever. Don't forget, give value, follow up like a human being, treat people the way you want to be treated, and the market will give back. This has been a great show. Greg, take us home. Let's have a great day.
All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot do this show without you. So make sure you guys like and follow us on every social media platform that you see us. We're going to keep bringing bangers for you. If you guys have a topic that you want us to cover, all you have to do is let us know right here in the comments, and we will be happy to do a show on anything that your heart desires. Within reason, people. Let's be adults. Anyways, we love you. We'll see you on the next video. Until then, boom, peace. We out.